Hey y'all, welcome back to 30 somethings. We would like to thank you all for all our subscribers, everybody that's commented on our videos. We just really appreciate all the support. So today, we're going to talk about relationship statuses and social media. Let's get into
Yes.
it.
Something, 30 something. 30 something. 30 something. Now, how important do you think our relationship status is on social media?
I think that the importance of the relationship status is dependent on you as a couple. You know, every couple has their own little personality. Like some couples are kind of chill and private, and then there's other couples who, have outgoing personalities and, comfortable with each other and want to let the world know. So I just really think it depends on you.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I feel like I actually have never had a relationship status on social media.
What?
There's a thing that you could just not have a relationship. You could
I
just
did
like
not know
not
that.
have the
I
whole thing.
really didn't know that. You never had a relationship.
I
Because
literally
I
have
never
had this
know
since
about your relationship.
undergrad. Since undergrad. Like I just never have changed it. However, I do want, the world to know that I have most definitely I have announced my relationships, when I
Yeah.
have had them. And I've been very, vivid in showing the relationships when I'm in them. So I feel like
Some people just feel like, and even when you pose the question, and by the way, thank you all for commenting on our
thank
statuses when we asked
you.
questions from 30 something. Like, I really enjoyed the feedback, and I was reading through some of the comments, and I saw a lot of people say, like, why change your status? Like, until you're married, you're single. Ain't no such thing as
Okay,
a
yes.
complicated, engaged. If you're either married or you're single, and that's
To
how
be
some
honest with you though, that's like I never understood why when you would go home and like your grandparents or your aunties or your mom would be like, "Oh, that's just a little friend." You'd be like, "I'm in love with him." How dare you
yeah,
just say he's my
the
little friend?
friend.
He is my boyfriend. Then you get to a point where you're like, "Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's what they meant." Like there is a significant difference, and I appreciate the elderly making sure that they separate those two for us. So
Mhm.
even once we got to that point, it's like we understood that there's a difference. You're actually single until you're married. Like it is what it is.
Some people feel that way, but some people have these long distance, these long term relationships, and they just don't even desire to get married or never get married. But they're very committed and maybe even more committed than a lot of people who are married. Like I know some lovey-dovey boyfriend girlfriends that
Yes.
have been together for a very long time, like very
And
lovey-dovey.
they
So
don't have to
I
have a
don't know why
title
they
and
would
they don't have to
get
have the,
married.
the license. So yeah. I don't know if I put a grand importance on making a relationship status. However, I will say though, if my significant other, was like, hey, this
Yeah.
is important to me, or even if it's not, he's just like, I wish I kind of would change it. I would most definitely be like, oh, honey, not even a
Yeah.
problem. Like
To
it
me,
means
on the
nothing
other
to me.
hand, I've always, like, I look back on some of my relationship statuses when we were like in college. You could put it's complicated. I think I done went through every status. It's single, it's complicated, that it in a relationship, engagement, mad.
Hell, what is it? What does it complicated mean?
It's complicated. I don't even know. I look back like, girl, your butt was single.
That's all
Your
that
butt was
was.
single.
That's all
But
that was.
I have to admit that I have gone through each one of those statuses. I'm a relationship girl though.
You know what? I understand that. I am a relationship girl, but just a different type of relationship, probably
Mhm.
non-traditionally.
Yeah.
Um, However, what do you feel about also announcing your separation and having that same hype as when you're announcing that you're together with someone or you're
Oh
engaged or
girl.
you're getting married or whatever have you?
We've been seeing those statuses floating and it touched people. You know, I've seen people discuss that lately on social media about, why these people that are making these big grandstands when they're getting engaged and then all of a sudden you just don't see the guy on the girl page anymore. Or, they're getting a divorce and you see them acting out, like acting a mess. Like I've seen a lot in this, really specifically during this quarantine. I've seen a lot of engagements and budding loves, and I've seen a lot of like divorce and all out breakups, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's just been kind of 50-50 on how relationships have been during this quarantining and sheltering in place.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like it's up to that person, because somebody may not be mentally able to talk about it. Like, it's such a disappointment to them that they don't want to put it out there on social media. However, people do go on and kind of get a little braggish about, look at me, I got all this going on, and then you don't hear from them when it goes sour. So it depends on the person.
Yeah,
that's what
I feel like for me personally, it's just kind of like, I don't really, okay, personally for me, I just feel like you never know where someone's at. Like, you don't know when you're trying to detangle a relationship, and when you're trying to separate, especially in marriage, there's so many components that are involved, and so many stages to that, you know, and each stage requires its own healing. So it's kind of like, in between that, do you want that person to be like, oh yeah, guys, by the way, I'm in my healing stage number 4, and I'm now able to tell you I'm divorced. Like, a lot of things are kind of just seen, like when you see people delete people off their pages, like,
yeah,
that's a sign. Like,
you don't have to announce it. They watching.
Exactly. These are signs, you know. Now, if you're asking, do you owe it to people if you're breaking up an engagement and you guys have already planned the wedding, and there are people who are paid into the wedding, they're coming out, do you owe it to these people to tell them and let them know that the wedding has ended? They're, you know, you guys are not engaged, you guys are separating. Yeah. You know, that's a little different when there are plans being made. But do you owe it to the world? Do you owe it to social media? Do you owe it? No.
You don't owe anything. The way
any of
I feel about
business.
Social media is that it's like social media is your platform. You know, it has, you know, when they made Facebook, they gave everybody their own platform, and you actually have the choice to do whatever you want with your platform. Nobody can tell you how to run it. If you want to get ratchet and go live, because that's your platform. If you want to do a 30-something's YouTube, you can do that. That's your platform. If you want to talk about your man because you're in love, you can. And if you don't, you not have to. It's literally your platform, and it's whatever you want to do. But you can't get upset with others about what they want to do on their platform.
Do you think that it makes
what you want to do on your platform, then get all scared when somebody get and tag you now? Because when you're out, a lot of outspoken people that get tagged on social media.
That is true. That is true.
You can dish it, but you can't take it.
And you have to be able to do both, especially when you're talking about social media, because it is something that we have interwebbed in our lives. It's something that we connect with more so than just human interaction. We connect more so through technology, through social media, than we do just from human to human.
Especially during this time, like now that we are not able to gather and we're not able to have that face-to-face, a lot of people who are single is like, wow, how am I going to meet somebody? Yeah. And what you're going to have to rely on is their social media platform or their social media presence, or, you know, over FaceTime and just things that's technology driven.
Provides, yeah.
You know, so if you want to date, you might want to put single out there on that status, so somebody not knock on the DMs, but jump on in them DMs or something. You know, I don't know.
Ocean has a song about this called Facebook Story. And he talks about how this French guy talks about how a girl they're dating for like 2 years, and she thinks he's cheating on her because he's not befriending her on Facebook. So how do you feel about that type of extreme? Like,
I just feel like the type of person that I am, why can't we be friends on Facebook? We're friends in real life. You're like, if you're on Facebook and I'm on Facebook, why can't we be friends on Facebook? I just don't understand it. Like,
I do know married couples who are not friends on social media, you know, and it is because of the reason that they feel that it's best for that person's career choice. So it probably would be better if they, you know, reference themselves as not together, really. Like you said, I feel the same way. I don't understand why you could not be that person's friend at the least, you know.
Different strokes, different folks. No, different folks, different strokes.
That's what it is, different folks, different strokes.
And also, you know, if your social media platform is just that, yours, you can do it however you want to do it.
So what if that is the truth? And additionally, you also you don't have any post of your girlfriend or boyfriend on your social media platforms, and you do not tag them in anything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but they're not cheating. Like at that point,
I feel like if your relationship is driven by social media, then you need to be reevaluating your relationship. You know, what's really going on? Like, are you doing things just for show, or do you genuinely have these genuine moments with your significant other that you just want to share with family and friends? Because most people that's your friends, you know, should be your family or friends, or people that at least like you.
People most definitely plan when they're gonna post, how they're gonna post, if they are doing like a engagement or a gender reveal, like they're gonna figure it all out. They're gonna be people.
Yeah, they're like people actually desire to post things about their relationships on Facebook. You know, they can say they don't, but they do. You know, people spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on photographers and doing the whole engagement photos, the whole gender reveals, just anything. Now graduations, like, Lord, when people really go all out about how they're gonna get their placements and stuff. And who's to say something's wrong with that? That doesn't mean you value social media too much. That's just you sharing your
life
with people who you are connected through.
Exactly. So, exactly. I feel like social media technology has connected us in such a way that we're not connected when it comes to human connection. Yeah. So with that being said, it's like that's how you share your most precious moments with, you know, the people that you love mostly, especially when you're living in a different place and your family's in a different place. And you mentioned even now during COVID, like that's exactly how I can share my moments, you know, with the people that I love, and they can help celebrate with me, you know.
And you feel like you're there, like you were saying, when you got engaged, you were in Barcelona. I had never seen anyone get engaged in Barcelona, me personally. And to be, you know, one of your good friends, it was really good for you all to share that moment with me. So I do understand people planning and preparing and doing that. Like, it's a positive thing, I think.
I think so too. I think if you're genuine about it, it's definitely a positive thing. People take social media breaks. People fast from social media, you know.
You look up and somebody just gone. You can't even look them up, you know. I've actually had friends who totally stepped away from social media, and it's okay to check yourself if you are allowing it to interfere into your real life and your relationship or what you have going on, because it is something that can be negative at times. What do you think about when people are sliding in the DMs? Well, how do you supposed to handle somebody sliding in the DMs? I don't have a relationship status. I've chosen to not put in a relationship because I'm not in one for real until I'm married. And folks is sliding all up and down in my DMs. How do you handle that?
I feel like you can respond the way you want to respond. If you're single and you like this guy or this girl and you actually want them to shoot their shot and you are okay with that, then respond accordingly. And if that's something that you don't particularly want from that person, you can just be like, oh, no, thank you. And honestly, some people would think that I'm wrong for saying this, but I feel like even if you don't want to respond, you don't have to respond. And it doesn't make you a bad communicator. It doesn't mean that you're this or that or let me judge you. It just means that I really looked at it and I just kind of moved on. I really didn't even think too much about it.
But like,
and that has nothing even to do with
the relationship. Going down in the DM, yo got it. Said it goes down in the DM. It goes down in the DM.
I never had it go down in my DMs like that. It's like that. First off, I'm too scared to have it go that down in my DMs.
Why do people make it go down in the DMs?
I just feel like somebody's gonna extract my phone, and just like it would really just.
Yeah. So really, the social media conversation is one that touch a lot of people and get a lot of folks to talk, because, you know, everybody think about it kind of differently. Like I say, it's not bad to share your happy moments with the ones that you are connected to on Facebook. And there's nothing wrong with being private. And when it goes sour, you do not have to talk about it if you don't want to. But if you do choose to talk about it, as I said earlier, this is a platform. You may actually be helping someone come out of a dark place. You know, you don't have to share it, but you can use that platform to help others. Yeah. Because you went through a bad divorce or your engagement was called off. That can help others.
Yeah. Agreed. And I feel like I hope that my platform, I have chosen my platform wisely to make sure that I have used my pain to make, build other people up and encourage other people.
Oh, you definitely do. I feel like you're very open, Christy.
Try to be. It's hard, but I try to be.
You share the positive, but you share some of the negative things that have happened to you as well. And just from reading the comments and on your statuses, that I feel like you really are ministering to people and letting them know, like, hey, I went through this. It was hard. It wasn't easy, but look at me. I'm fighting every day, and I'm trying to do a good job. And I think you're doing great.
Honestly, Mel, that is my goal, and that is the goal of 30-somethings, to make sure that we utilize our platform to help people heal and learn more and cool things about themselves. Exactly. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you have some comments, please write them below. We would love to hear from you. Thank you also again to everyone who actually commented on our Facebook.
Please, y'all, continue to comment and let us know what you think. And do not forget to subscribe. You guys, 30 someday, 30 someday, 30 someday, 30 someday.